You ever watch a Marine get tossed while grieving his only son right outside a police station, holding nothing but a flag and a memory? I have. And if you think this story ends with an apology and a handshake, you're not paying attention. It started on a gray morning in a quiet Georgia town called Millgrove. That kind of morning where the clouds hang low and the wind feels like it's carrying bad news. Raymond Holt, 74 years old, Vietnam vet, walked barefoot inside cracked old combat boots all the way from his house to the police station. Nearly 2 miles. No one saw him leave. No jacket. No umbrella. Just those boots, a folded American flag under his arm, and a pair of rusted dog tags clinking gently in his hand. Raymond didn't say a word to anybody. Just sat down on the curb in front of the station, placed the flag in his lap like he was guarding it from the breeze, and stared at the sidewalk like it might tell him something he didn't already know. His eyes were red, glassy, far away. His son, Corporal Marcus Holt, had just been killed. Iraq, route clearance mission. Instant, they said. That's the word they always use, right? Instant. No pain. No suffering. That's what they tell you when they don't want you to imagine how bad it really was. A woman named Lindsay Monroe spotted him while pulling out of the grocery store parking lot across the street. He looked confused. She said, agitated, maybe. He stood up, turned in a slow circle, sat back down hugging that flag like it was the last thing tying him to the world. She called 911. Said she just thought someone should check on him. Dispatch sent 2 officers, Greg Turner and Nicole Alvarez. They were nearby, finishing up some paperwork. They pulled in around 11:02 a.m. Turner approached first. Stern, clipped voice. Sir, everything all right here? No answer. Just a slow blink, a whisper, Marcus, my boy Marcus gone. Alvarez stepped closer. Sir, can you stand up for us? Raymond clutched the flag tighter, mumbled. They said it was quick, didn't feel a thing. That's what they say when they lie. Turner's face hardened. Sir, I need you to get up now. You're making people nervous. Nervous. That's the word. A grieving old man, sitting on a curb in front of the police station, made them nervous. Raymond reached down slowly. Dog tags had slipped from his hand. Turner's hand moved fast, right to his belt. Stand up, or you're going to be detained. Alvarez hesitated. You could see it, something in her shifted. But she didn't say anything. Raymond didn't move. He sat still as stone, eyes locked on the tags in his palm, whispering, We both fought. Me and him. We fought for this place. Then the pop. The taser hit him in the shoulder. His body snapped. He dropped like a bag of bricks, the flag flying from his lap into a puddle. His cheek hit the pavement. Hard. Blood started pooling near the dog tags. Alvarez rushed in with cuffs. Raymond didn't fight. He just groaned from deep in his chest, like something inside cracked wide open. I told you. Turner muttered, like the man bleeding in front of him was a lesson in obedience. But that parking lot changed 8 minutes later. A black SUV rolled in fast military plates. Out stepped Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Myers and Gunnery Sergeant Leo Owens. They weren't locals. They'd driven in from Fort Garrison to deliver the death notice. They'd been briefed next of kin, retired Marine, heart condition. As soon as Myers saw the scene, he shouted, What is this? Turner turned. We're handling a situation. That's Sergeant Raymond Holt. Myers cut him off. We're here for him. Owens ran straight to Raymond, dropped to her knees. Sergeant Holt, can you hear me? Raymond blinked, winced. They said Marcus is gone. She looked up, face stone cold. You tossed a grieving father holding a flag. Turner tried to explain. He refused to comply, was making a scene. You tossed a Marine, Myers said, voice flat and lethal, while he was sitting in front of the station holding his son's funeral flag. Owens didn't wait. She radioed for EMS herself. Raymond lay still, the blood on his face mixing with rain. Owens wiped off the flag with her own sleeve, sat beside him, and didn't move. The ambulance came 5 minutes later. Raymond didn't say much. Just a low. They said it was instant, like if he repeated it enough, he might believe it. He was taken to St. Gabriel's Hospital, stitches above his cheek, bruises along his wrists, and a silence so thick you could hear it press against the window. But outside, the world exploded. By nightfall, footage from someone's phone went viral. A grainy 27-second clip showing Raymond on the ground, cuffed, bleeding, flag wet beside him. Audio shaky, But you could hear someone say, they tossed him. He said his son just died. The internet lit up like wildfire. Veterans groups shared it first, then news anchors, then celebrities. By morning, Millgrove PD shut down their website. Comments flooded faster than they could delete them. But the town? It didn't stay silent. By noon the next day, a quiet protest gathered outside the station. First, a few vets' patches on jackets, signs in hand. One held a photo of Raymond in uniform. Another just held a sign that said, "Grief is not a crime." Raymond didn't know any of it yet. He was still lying in that hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, holding the flag Owens had dried off. Myers came in with coffee. "You're going home today." Raymond didn't answer. Owens added, "They're asking about you. The news. The town. People want to help." He turned toward the window. "I just wanted someone to explain it different. I thought maybe if I wore the uniform again, they'd listen." Owens placed the folded flag back in his lap. "They're listening now." 2 days later, Raymond walked back into that station, but not in cuffs this time. Dressed in a clean white shirt, stitches still fresh on his face, he sat across from Police Chief Bradley Sinclair. On one side was Turner, arms crossed, face hard. On the other was Alvarez, eyes cast down, silent. With him sat his attorney, a sharp ex-JAG named Colin Greer. "I don't want a statement," Raymond began. "I want change." Sinclair opened his mouth. Raymond raised a hand. "I walked here with my son's flag, hoping someone might tell me it wasn't true. Instead, I got commands. Instead of a hand, he got volts." No one spoke. Greer slid a packet across the table: policy recommendations, training protocols, disciplinary requests, including one bold line: immediate suspension of Officer Turner. Turner snapped. "I followed procedure. I didn't know who he was." "You didn't ask," Owen said sharply from the back of the room. Raymond leaned forward. "So if I hadn't served, if I was just an old man, no uniform, no flag, what then?" Still bleeding on the sidewalk. Turner went quiet. Outside the room, a small crowd waited: vets, neighbors, even a local news crew. Raymond walked past them slowly. A little steadier now, a little louder in his silence. But it wasn't over. 3 days later, the town held a council meeting. Packed wall to wall. The mayor, Raymond, Owens, Myers, all there. People stood to speak. A neighbor stood up, voice shaking. "If a grieving veteran with a flag in his lap isn't safe sitting outside a police station, who is?" Then Raymond stood. He didn't say much. "I don't want pity. I want respect. My son died serving this country, and I was treated like a threat because I sat down to cry. Don't let this happen again. Not to me. Not to the next father." The room fell into deep, aching silence, then erupted in applause. Real, raw applause. The council voted. Turner suspended pending review. Department mandated new training. Not justice, but a start. And Raymond? He wasn't done. He used part of the settlement he quietly received to start something new: the Marcus Holt Foundation. A small center for veterans, grieving families, kids who need a place to land. A porch with rocking chairs. No judgment, just presence. Weeks later, he visited Marcus's grave. No speech, no ceremony, just a quiet, "I made sure they knew your name." Then he laid a copy of Marcus's house sketch beside the stone. "I'm going to build it, just like you wanted, for the ones who need it." Raymond Holt didn't want headlines. He wanted purpose. And sometimes, that's all it takes to change everything. So I'll ask you this. If you saw a man on the curb, head down, hands trembling, would you see a threat or a father? Leave a comment. Tell me what you'd do. And if this story made you feel something, share it. Not for Raymond. Not even for Marcus. For the next person who just needs someone to ask, "Are you okay?" before they reach for anything else.